What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. Today, my guest is karaoke host. Are you still doing the Twitch streaming?
No.
Not doing the Twitch streaming
Yeah,
anymore?
it sort of fell off once I could do comedy again.
But karaoke host and comedian James O'Hara.
That's me.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome. This is cozy. I dig it.
Yeah, it's
I
not
like
bad.
the digs.
It's
I don't
not
know
bad.
I don't know what's the cool way to sit on
I know, right? It's
like
kind
a
of
daybed
hard.
situation.
I don't sleep on this bed on the regular. I feel like some people might be a little weird,
you know what's funny? I was thinking about that on the way over here because I fully thought this was just your bed. And so I was like, I bet sometimes you have a guest and like they take their shoes off and you're like, I gotta wash the sheets. Like now, I can't go to sleep now.
Well,
like, now
I feel
gotta do laundry.
I feel like I would prefer anybody, regardless of what it is, to like take off their shoes. Like, this isn't a sitcom, you know?
Yeah.
I always feel weird when I watch like shows and these people are like laying in bed or like laying on their bed with their shoes.
You know what's funny is that's an American thing. That's not a TV thing.
Really?
My girlfriend is from LA, and she wears her shoes. Well, she's stopped since moving to Canada, but like all of these things that growing up I thought were like TV things, like shoes in the house, like the homecoming dance, like all these things that I thought were just television plot points and like TV things are just American things. Are just things Americans do all the time. Americans will put their shoes on the bed,
dude. Like, I have slippers.
Yeah.
But like when I take them off when I get on the bed.
Like, I'm like, shoes in the house, sure. Shoes, like, the concept of putting your shoes that have been outside onto the, like, blanket.
That you're gonna use to sleep
That's
with?
a hard line forever.
It's gotta be hard.
Yeah.
Was it easy for her to, like, make the switch? Did she understand why you were
so
like...
her dad's Canadian. And so, like, she grew up, like, sort of around Canadians. But, like, growing up in America, there are all these, like, all the cultural differences.
Yeah, but she didn't think Canadians lived in, like, all of us lived in igloos.
No.
Yeah.
Her dad was from Sarnia, so she spent a lot of time in Sarnia and doing all the Canadian stuff.
So how'd you meet her?
Tinder.
Wow, was she here or were you there?
She was here.
Okay.
And she went to school here because she had family here and stuff, and then she just sort of ended up staying, more or less. And then we matched on Tinder. We went on a date, and then, like, on the date, while we were, like, about to wrap up and, you know, being like, okay, well, I'm going to the subway. She's like, I'm going to the subway. And we found that we lived a block from each other.
Wow. Yeah.
And, yeah. So it was like, I get off at Pape Station. She's like, oh, I get off at Pape Station. Like, I'm just south of Pape and Gerard. She's like, I'm just north of Pape and Gerard. And then 6 months later, we moved in together, and now we live somewhere else.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're, like, so close and you're pretty much spending every day
That's the thing.
one of you
We
at
were
each
like,
other's house.
It came to a point where we were seeing each other every day, and then just paying rent in two different places.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, let's just consolidate this, and it worked out. And then COVID happened, and we didn't kill each other, and it was great.
Yeah, that was kind of me and my girlfriend as well. Very similar. Met on Tinder. And then us moving in together was actually just because, like, all this shit started happening. Things were getting closing down and lockdowns, like, at the beginning, right? And we're well, maybe we should, like, traveling back. She lived in, like Vaughan. You know? So traveling back and forth was just a pain. And, like, we were with each other pretty much every day. So it was just kind of...
Yeah,
but
it makes sense.
The thing about Tinder is, like, when I tell people... Like, I've been with my lady for just over 3 years now. And like I kind of was going through a breakup, and two of my boys that had met one was engaged at the time, or is still engaged, and the other, like, had been with his girlfriend for, like, you know, a long period, like 3-4 years already, and they were just saying, like, oh, it's not just for hooking up. So I ended up, like, you know, biting the bullet or whatever, and went on Tinder, matched with her, and I hear a lot of people think it's weird. Like, when I tell them... Yeah. Like, they act like it's, oh, you're, like, one of the success stories. But I feel like more times than not, the people that I know, at least, like, it's whatever you want it to be. It's a very useful thing.
There were definitely people on Tinder looking for hookups, and I feel like when it first started, that was sort of the idea.
Yeah.
But... like every dating app will produce happy relationships. It's like, even if it was based on hooking up, it's not gonna.
There's gonna be a percentage of people.
Hookups lead to relationships.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly.
You know,
but there's a place for both there. I think it's about like what you put in your I guess bio.
Yeah,
mine was super. I was so new to it, and I probably had like the weirdest thing, but it worked out. I was just kind of like, just a guy looking for his person. That was it, dude. That was it. And I had a bunch of cool photos of me like doing stand up. Like, oh, I'm like important.
The stand up picture helps.
You know,
the stand up picture helps. Sometimes it helps, but sometimes it really hurts. One time I matched with this girl, and she was like, I had a picture of me on stage, and she was like, "Oh, I like that picture of you doing karaoke."
Oh, shit.
And I was like, "Oh, it's actually a picture of me doing comedy." And she unmatched me.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Just immediately unmatched me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But she was cool with it. She liked... Her dad's a comedian, so she knew all about what the world is like, and she grew up around it, so... Both her parents were comedians when they met. John Wing... He was on America's Got Talent a couple years ago.
Okay.
Just for Laughs a couple times.
All right.
When I used to watch him, what's funny, I used to watch him as a kid.
Okay.
On Just for Laughs.
That's crazy.
And when she said my dad's a comedian, I was expecting like, I don't know, just some like, I was like, oh, maybe like a local comedian. And I was like, oh, I bet I've done a couple shows with him.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, John Wing. And I'm like, oh, like an actual, like,
he's a little bigger of an...
Oh, yeah. That's his like only job and has been for 30 years. Okay, yeah, cool, yeah.
Hey, man, I think your time's come. How long you been doing stand-up for?
8 years.
8 years.
8 years now.
And you're dropping your first album on...
September 16th, which is... When does this air? This is...
Okay, hold on. I usually don't like looking at my phone. It's literally going to be 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
So, the 20th.
The 20th, okay. So it will be... it's out!
It's out!
It's out!
Oh, shit!
You can listen... You from the future can listen to it.
Go check it out. I'm sure it's gonna be freaking... I mean, it is a fucking
it's
banger.
Already... I've listened to it.
Yeah? How many times?
Past? Oh, a lot. It's on my... I downloaded all my... I have all my local files on my Spotify, on my phone, and I've listened to it. Well, the thing is, I have so many different versions of it. Right, because I get all the like edits. Mm-hmm. Every time there's an edit, I have a full version of it on my phone. So like I have, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 different versions of the complete album.
Okay.
And
the difference is like length.
So the first one is just like just the raw audio.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present
little sneak peek, although you know it already. See, here's the difference. So
for James Bruce O'Hara.
So Joey calls me James Bruce O'Hara for discernibly no reason. Right. I lived with Joey for a long time, so he knows
your middle name is Bruce.
My middle name is Bruce.
Okay.
So, and one time we did a show together, and he introed me as James Bruce O'Hara, and I thought it was funny, but like don't. And then he did it on my album recording, and I was like, hey, can we edit that out?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to present one of my best friends and one of my favorite comics. Please make some noise for James O'Hara.
Okay.
Can't even tell.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful edit. Shout out to Matt at Howl and Roar.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Who is the sound engineer extraordinaire. And then like it's just like sound quality things, the audience, like the audience balance, and there were a couple edits. I did 2 shows.
Yeah.
So at one point it splices to the other show.
Okay.
Only once because I forgot to do a joke.
Okay.
And so it splices to the other show. Sometimes, like, I had the option of splicing back and forth between them, but I liked this. I went with the second show. If you were at the show, and you were at the second show, your laugh is on there. If you were at the first show, your laugh is on there for just a little bit of it. When I'm telling people to steal from No Frills.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 8 years, though.
8 years, yeah.
It's funny. I see some people that have been doing, like... I don't know. I've been doing it for 4 years.
Okay.
And I see people doing it around the same time, or like maybe like I don't know. It's also like I don't want to be like, oh, there's only one way, but it's like for me, I feel like I might not even be there until I'm like 10 years deep.
Yeah.
Just, it's like...
What's interesting about it is that, like, it can take a long time before you've accumulated that much material.
Right.
But then, like, the first, like, 5 years of me... Maybe not 5. The first, like, 4 years of me doing stand-up was figuring out how to do stand-up. Right? And then, like... And then it was coming up with jokes. What was funny is when I first booked the album, I was, like... looking through all my old material, trying to find stuff, because I was
good
like,
stuff.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to put out an album that's 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I want to put out 45 minutes, and so I was like trying to find stuff that I could work on and like to fill time a little bit, and I came across all these old jokes that when I first started never worked. All these jokes that like I would do them and they wouldn't get a laugh, but I thought they were really funny. And then I started doing them again. This is like 6 years later. I started doing them again, and they work. They work way better than they did 6 years ago.
On stage?
Because I'm more comfortable on stage. I know, like, I could write, but I couldn't quite perform yet. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't have the right cadence. I have a bunch of one-liners, and I tried to do them in, like, this really deadpan, like... I was trying to... God, when it sucks to look at. Whenever I listen to my old recordings, I'm like... I really was trying... to not give a shit. Like, I was really trying to just be, like, on stage and just dumping words out.
Like a Hedberg.
Yeah,
almost.
not even, like, deadpan, but just, like, a guy who doesn't want to be there. Okay.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
And just is like, yeah, these are the jokes, fuck you. I hate, like, a guy who hates his job, but his job is stand-up comedian. And... It doesn't come across. It just looks like I'm very uncomfortable. I watch these old videos and it sucks. And then, 4 or 5 years ago, I figured out that comedy's actually fun and that I should be having fun and just sort of hanging out and doing whatever. And then all of a sudden, all these dumb one-liners coming from some guy who's on stage just having a good time work. They work super well.
Yeah.
As opposed to some guy who just talks about his fucking mop bucket.
No, I've done it a couple times, man. It's like maybe change the name of someone that's more like topical, in the news. I've done that before, but yeah, it's strange how that is. I have that too. I find a lot, and I still do record, but I recorded a lot in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And You're
not recording all your sets?
Not every single... And you know what? I should, dude. I should record more. I generally, I've been trying to record more sets just, like, on my phone because, like, my tripod broke. But when I listen to the old ones, especially, like, that first year, like, I'm just so... I'm just trying to rush through things. Yeah. I wouldn't let the crowd laugh.
Yes, that's a big one. That's such a
like,
big... Just
so
talking.
Yeah.
Just being uncomfortable with being on stage and not saying anything. That was a big...
And I used to be, like, super heavy. Like, I would write down word for word. Right? And I would look at it. And then I would just, like, do it into my phone a couple times until I could get it one time without looking at it.
Yeah.
And then it was just, like, when I would screw up, like, there's just so many... There's so much more room to screw up when you're doing it like that. Yeah. And then it just gets to your head, and then it's like, I get off stage, and I think it was bad. My girl's like, no, that was good, but it's...
But in your head, it was bad because you said this instead of that. Right. Even though the audience doesn't have the
no
script.
idea. Yeah. And now I feel like I'm getting more just of getting to, like, point A to point B to C, and not really having... just the filler shit in between, like exactly how I'm gonna phrase this sentence, or, how do you go about like writing your material and when you're putting your sets together?
So writing the material, I write out loud. I can't write out I can't sit down and write out a joke. For the most part, I have like a note in my phone, and anytime I think of something that like could potentially be a joke, I write it in my notes app or whatever, and then I have like this whole long list that's the same note since I first started. So it's like it's one page, but it's like I could scroll through it forever, basically. Yeah. And then whenever I have like some spare time, when I was working, I used to work at Blue Notes, just in a mall, and I would open the store, and when I was open the store by myself, I would sort of just like run through it out loud and just sort of like I'm on stage, like riffing and just trying to find what works. And then I would just like notice something I liked, write it down if I needed to, like remember something specific that I thought was pretty funny. And then I'd go to open mics, and I would just like I'd go to open mics and scroll through my note and be like, which one of these do I want to work on, and which one of these wasn't actually very funny in the first place. Just like, where is it there? This is my giant ideas.
Okay, stop. Let's see one of the I just want to see exactly how you write them.
The Dursleys were mean because Harry was a Horcrux. It's an old one. I was excited. Here's the joke, right? Here's what this joke is. And I can't believe I actually remember this. This is old. Old. Here's the joke. And again, this one isn't on the album, so it's not that good. But this is what the writing process looks like. I'm a very lonely man. In fact, today I was very excited because I got 2 emails. But they were both from the same person, and one of them was spam, and one of them said, "Don't open any emails from me." And the note says, 2 emails from the same person, spam, don't open emails from me. Like, that's what I would write.
All right.
We need more seats in Union Station where you can't see the screens.
Union Station's too big now.
It's too big. I used to live in Ajax, and so I would take the GO train to do open mics. And so I spent a lot of time in Union Station. And now it's like, it's insane.
Yeah, it's too big. It's like malls too, man. Malls have gotten too big. I don't even enjoy going to them anymore.
Yeah, I used to work and it was like a puny little.
I used to work at a mall too. Yeah.
I used to work in Gerrard Square.
Oh shoot, man.
Yeah,
that's close. I was born in East General, bro. I grew up in East York. Yeah. So I used to live at like I was at Coxwell and O'Connor for a while. But yeah, man. Gerrard Square. I feel like there's Nob Hill Farms. Is it still there?
No.
Yo, buddy, I used to go there all the time and steal stuff. It was the best store to steal from. Shout out to Nob Hill Farms.
Shout out Nob Hill Farms. Gerrard Square. I had a tweet once that was people writing up the blueprints for Gerrard Square. And one guy goes, and this is where all the old men who smell like piss will go. And the other guy goes, you just circled the whole thing. I worked there for a while. And then COVID happened, and then I worked there for 3 days after I came back from being closed for COVID. I was there for 3 days, and I was like, you know what? I'm not paid enough for this. I was a manager making 25 cents over minimum. And I was like, no, okay, bye. This is not worth it. I became a lot more anti-capitalist over COVID.
It put a lot of things in perspective, though, man. I think it really did, you know?
Yeah, like I don't need to work for this for nothing.
Do something that you don't enjoy doing, at least. You know, for nothing.
Yeah, especially like stressing so much about it. Now I don't care. I know it's great. Unless you're my boss, in which case I care very much about working at a paint store. But that's only part time. It's only a couple days a week.
Is it like just like a fucking? I don't want to say the brand.
Benjamin Moore. It's a Benjamin Moore.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But the Benjamin Moores are all like franchise. So there is no like Benjamin Moore store. There are just paint stores that sell Benjamin Moore paint.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so it's like house paint and stuff. And this chartreuse is green. Like this.
It might have been Benjamin Moore, bro.
Probably. Some
actually,
regal eggshell action.
This color, fun fact, was because I was explaining to you earlier that my girlfriend picked the color for the room because it was going to be her room, and then just on the days that I do the podcast, it's the podcast room, and the days it's not, she puts her makeup on in here and shit. Yeah. But it's actually Wes Anderson pink. That's what we were kind of
Wes Anderson pink?
Yeah, we brought in stuff to the paint store, and we were like this because she loves Wes Anderson. And originally, I think we were thinking like a blue for the accents, and then it was just like, we're not gonna do that.
No, this is good. It's like Simpsons. It's like Simpsons house pink.
Yeah, I dig
Simpsons
it, man.
house.
I dig it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's got some Some good. Are you?
Good taste.
That's what I was gonna say. But you're not. We were talking earlier. You're not like big into movies. Are you like more of a show, or you just don't watch anything?
I'm so bad at media, like at watching anything really. I'm more video game guy.
Okay.
So like, I don't think I've ever finished a show on my own. Like, I finish shows because I finish them with Rachel, with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But, like, there are so many shows where I've seen, like, the first up to the last season, and then I just get bored. I just drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll, like... I remember I was watching... My sister and I were watching Bates Motel when I still lived at home.
Yeah.
And we would watch it every week, and we, like, knew when it was on, back when we had, cable television was a thing that you thought about. And, like, we'd watch it every week, and then I missed an episode, and then I never watched it again. I was like, well, that's it. I've fallen off.
That kind of happened with Ozark.
Yeah.
With me. But
and
right
you keep
now,
going,
dude,
like, I gotta get back.
But I never do.
Get back on that show.
Yeah, they're releasing new seasons. Everyone's posting shit about Ozark, and I'm like, yeah I don't know, man. There's so much stuff.
The only thing I watched, we're watching now is every time we eat, we watch this Australian cooking show called My Kitchen Rules.
Yeah, right.
It's on Amazon Prime, and my girlfriend and I watch it every time we're eating food. And it's the show where like people try to like cook 3-course meals in their house, and then they all judge each other. Like they do like dinner parties for each other type thing.
That same group goes around to each other's house. Okay, I've seen shows like that.
There was a show like that in Canada. I think they called it Dinner Party Wars or something, but I think it was based off this show. This was like the biggest show in Australia for a long time. And now one of the hosts has like been like dethroned because he's like a COVID denier and like he's like a right-wing Nazi. Like all this stuff happened over COVID, and it's like, oh no! And he was the one I liked the most of the two judges. I was like, worst. Oh, I liked Pete.
Yeah, but they're fucking Pete.
Not Pete. But it's a great show,
dude. Right now, I highly recommend. Do you have Crave?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so originally, I'm not sure if you're a wrestling fan, but I'm a big wrestling fan.
Sure.
And these Canadian guys, through Vice, released this show called Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, buddy.
Do you know the show I'm talking about?
Here's how much I know the show you're talking about. I played Brett Lauderdale.
What the fuck?
In Dark Side of the Ring.
For real?
In the reenactments.
That's amazing.
I've been on that show.
Wow.
In the Nick Gage episodes.
Oh my god!
I am Brett Lauderdale.
That's a great episode too.
It is a great episode.
Damn.
I watched a couple of it when they cast me, just so I knew what the show was, and then I watched that one, and it's
So same dudes. They have a show, Dark Side of Comedy.
Oh really?
Dude.
Oh cool. I didn't know
really
that.
good. So I believe. I mean, there might be a new episode out now, but I've watched all 3. There's a new one coming out this week. I'm just not sure what day it comes out.
Sure.
First one's Chris Farley.
Okay.
Second one is Dice.
Okay.
And the third one's Roseanne.
Okay.
And they're all just phenomenal. I mean, you don't have to like these people to watch these documentaries.
No, yeah, that's what's interesting about them.
But like, they're so well done, and it's just exactly that. I feel like if they do like Dark Side of the Comics, they're just covering everything that I love, just But anybody that is a fan of comedy or like good documentaries need to check this shit out. And I'm a huge Chris Farley fan, so
yeah.
And seeing Roseanne's thing is it's pretty interesting as well. Dice is, oh my god, he's such an odd person, but definitely check that out.
I'll check that out for sure. I didn't even know about that. I was on that show.
It's only been out. Oh, dude, that's so dope though. And the Nick Gage episode, like that's one of my favorite episodes for sure.
It was a wild set.
So did you work with Channing Decker?
No, maybe. I worked with.
I know a wrestler. Who
I worked with
a lot
Big Ben Ortmans.
Okay.
He played Nick Gage, and so I worked with him a lot. He's a good dude. It was so funny because he was like. He's got like this like smiley face. He's just this big tall guy, but he's like super friendly. And then he like puts the Nick Gage hoodie on and he like gets the scowl, and I'm like, oh, this is a scary motherfucker! Holy shit! He instantly becomes Nick Gage, and I'm looking at him like, oh god, I'm gonna get stabbed.
No, wrestler is like I do reffing.
Yeah.
And it's funny how. Like before, it's a very intimidating thing to get into, especially if you're like a dude of my size.
Yeah.
But like like the friendliest people, dude. Like obviously there's politics in it, just like there is in comedy, but like and it tends to like the bigger dudes are the more friendly guys.
Yeah,
it's
and then they just when they turn on and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, when they're good, dude, it's
that's a different guy.
Like the person I consider, like I'm just a ref, but the person that like I train under, he teaches like a bunch of the kids, or they're not kids.
A bunch of the kids. I
shouldn't have said that.
A bunch of these underprivileged.
No, I said that because in his 9 to 5, he's actually a teacher.
Oh, okay.
And he teaches kids, but then like he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
He trains some people at WWE, like the Performance Center.
Yeah.
And he trains like the guys that like I train with and stuff.
Yeah.
And just the nicest guy, and he has 2 characters that he does, and one of them's Asylum.
Sure.
And is just like I don't know, the meanest, just the angriest looking dude. And it's kind of terrifying how they can just like flick it. It's like, anybody that can just like cry on command.
Yeah.
Can you do that shit?
No.
Can you cry?
No. I'm not. I was never a good actor. I did a lot of acting in high school, but it was a lot. I was just me.
Okay.
I did improv all through high school. I was just doing stand up. Like I eventually found stand up and was like, oh, this is the thing I've wanted to do. Mm-hmm. I've never been a good character. I made every character me. Every role I played, except for I was the lion in Wizard of Oz. And that was like, there's already an established character.
It's funny, dude. I played Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz.
You got that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Totally. It was awesome. I think it was maybe like grade 1 or grade 2, like long time ago,
okay.
Right? No, I don't. I'd like to get maybe into voice acting. Yeah. I feel like I can do some funny voices and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if like real acting is for me. I don't know if I have a face for it but you know what, man?
I mean, if you're doing like wrestling stuff, that's theater.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, like what the refs do, there's a lot more to it than I actually knew. And I've been a wrestling fan since like Barney days, bro.
Yeah.
From like early single digits, and I was just so ignorant to exactly all the stuff that I'm responsible for. And there's been some serious like mistakes. Where like I watched the video back and like it's worse than watching like comedy, because like
the thing about I feel like I guess the thing about comedy is that if you fuck up, you only fuck up for you. Like you're on stage and you fuck something up, the only person who you fucked up is yourself, right? But like every other form of like like wrestling, if you're a ref and you fuck something up, you've now fucked things up for these 2 gentlemen.
Yeah. I'm not even the one that's like so. It was like right at the ending, and they changed their ending, and I didn't know it was going to be a 3 count, and so I kind of stalled on the end, and I was waiting for him to kick out, but they didn't, and then I was like, but it was late. It was too late.
Yeah.
You watch the video, and you're like, oh, 1, 2, 3.
You're gonna do it? Okay.
Yeah, it was horrible. That's essentially. I was like, are we doing this, guys? Like, and when I watched it,
I mean, to be fair. That's way better than hitting the 3 before they're ready for the 3.
Yeah.
It's better to be too late than gonna end it.
Well, my buddy sent it to me on YouTube, and I just like replied like, "This isn't public, is it? Like, nobody can see this. Like, I don't make like I feel like I learn something every time I do it, and it's like, okay, that's how I prevent that from happening next time. And sometimes I get so focused on not doing the mistake I made before."
Yeah.
That like I just kind of blank on other things, and it was just serious mistake, If you're a ref, you always got to do the 3 regardless,
Yeah. And, power through it. If they fuck up, they fuck up, You
got any like other hobbies you're doing other than comedy?
Play a lot of video games. I play.
What are you playing right now?
So right now, I bought it a couple days ago. I've been playing Monster Train.
Okay.
Have you played this game?
No.
So it's like a roguelike, like deck builder type game. So it's like you play it a bunch of times, and every time, I don't know if you play a lot of roguelikes.
I don't know if I do.
So what it is roguelikes are games where you like have a goal from like your goal is to get your guy from like point A to point B, and you collect random power-ups along the way. So it'll give you a choice between 2 power-ups, and you'll be like, I pick this power-up, and then I pick this power-up, but it's different every time. It's completely randomized. And so you try to build like synergy between all your power-ups and stuff. And then, so it's like that, but it's like a deck builder. So you get different cards along the way that give you
Okay.
different stuff. And Monster Train specifically is like, you're on this train. Hell has frozen over. This is the filler of the game.
All right.
Hell is frozen over, and you are monsters from hell trying to save hell. You have the last fire of hell, and you got to go light the torch to bring hell back. And you're fighting angels. Angels are trying to stop you. And there's all these different monsters that you can like use, and they're like plant monsters, and then there's like classic like devil monsters. And every time you run, you can pick 2 of them, and they sort of work together, and then you get different synergy, and you pick up different cards, and different cards have different like monsters that you can like play on this train or whatever. That's very good. I've been playing that a lot.
Okay.
I bought it 3 days ago, and I think I've clocked 15 hours on it because I bought it on my day off.
Days off,
I've had 3 days off in a row, and I'm like bop bop bop, just sitting down. I do my chore. I start my day. Rachel goes to work. I do all my chores like first thing.
Get it done
and
before
then
you
I'm
forget,
like, and then I sit down.
Because time can go when you get into like a decent game, man.
Oh yeah,
like time
these
can
games
go,
I lose so much time in them, man. This game Hades, I sunk a lot of time into for a while. I play Super Smash Bros. Melee at a competitive level.
Oh wait, like GameCube?
Yeah.
Wow, you do, eh?
That's
intense, man.
Technically, I'm an international esports competitor.
Oh shit!
I played in Detroit.
I should have mentioned that in the intro, motherfucker.
International esports competitor. I mentioned it in the.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, and you can. There's a mod you can download that lets you play online against other people.
Okay.
And you can just like queue up and play against people. And there's it's such a big game, even though it's 21 years old or whatever, that there's like I've never waited longer than a minute to match with someone, and then you play and it's. So yeah, I played.
It's a great game.
I played competitive Smash.
That's pretty epic. You started that when?
I started doing that so.
Because they didn't have that around. I think when the game was actually released, right?
No, God, no. But they were doing competitive Smash. It was always like a thing. There's a great documentary about it called The Smash Brothers.
Oh wow, I'd check that out.
It came out. It's on YouTube. It's a multi-episode thing. It's like 4 hours long. About like the birth of competitive Smash, and it had like some aspects of it haven't aged super well. They talk about their only female Smasher in the community as if she's just like some guy's girlfriend, and it's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it came out in I think like 2012 or 2013 or 2014, somewhere around there. This documentary came out and it blew up. It was this huge thing, and then a bunch of people saw this documentary and then started playing Smash. So there's this whole like group of people, they're called doc kids, who saw the doc, started playing Smash, and then got really good. And right now, the best player in the world is a doc kid.
Okay.
And there are so many people who've been playing like since 2005 when the competitive scene first started. Like the game came out in 2001, and then like a competitive scene started to form, and then people made rule sets. The documentary covers this in such a way that's so good, where they talk about like. There was East Coast Smash and West Coast Smash, and they had different rule sets.
Wow, eh?
And, like, one of them was still using items. Like, items were still turned on, and, like, they didn't have items, and these guys had these stages, and these guys... And then they would, like... There was, like, beef between them. The East Coast, West Coast Smash beef. And then they would, like... These guys would go to California to, like, fuck up the SoCal kids.
Like,
these
fuck
guys...
up physically, or,
No.
video
Like,
games?
they would host a tournament. And the tournaments were at some guy's house.
So how would they settle the rules if they all played by different
rules?
rules?
It was if you're on the West Coast, you're playing West Coast Smash.
Oh, fair.
And if you're on the East Coast, you're playing East Coast Smash. And
Okay.
then they were like, you know what? We're probably not even the best players. There's fucking Japanese players who are so good, these guys from Japan, and we've never even played them because there's no online Smash. So they like flew a bunch of these guys from Japan out, and they fucked everybody. It was this whole thing. And then they were like, they knew about things that like the Americans didn't know about, like in-game tech that people didn't know about, and it's this whole thing. And then it blew up. And now these tournaments, the tournament that got me into Smash was Evo 2016.
Okay.
And like these tournaments were they started out in just some guy's house, and then Evo 2016, and this is like it's gotten even like there's more people playing it now. This is great. This is great podcast content. of what it looked like. This is what it looked like. This is the audience for EVO 2016. It's so good. It's so good to watch.
I don't even play online a lot, man. You know, I'm like very weird. I kind of like, I don't know if I played any. Would you consider? Did you ever play any like? Did you play Fractured Butthole or Sick of Truth?
Oh,
are those kind of like your rogue, or are they just more like typical RPG?
I know them.
Oh, you didn't play them though?
No, but I never really played them. I never had like a PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, I'm on Xbox. What do you have right now?
I have a Switch.
Okay.
And I have a PC.
Gotcha.
And so like the PC games, like you can sort of do anything. And then, like, the Switch has some pretty strict limitations. But, yeah, it's just, yeah, I never really played the, like, South Park games. I play, like, the RPG games. I play a lot of Zelda. But it's pretty much, like, I'm a pretty diehard Nintendo fanboy. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty... yeah. That's been...
No, I love a lot of that. I think, actually... We should get into our top 5. Mm-hmm. So we're on the video games. Maybe we can start with
that.
Games. Yeah, I'm a big... Like, I grew up with, Nintendo and Sega.
Okay.
Versus now, which is more like Sony, Nintendo. It's still around, but I feel like... I don't know. Even though, like... Nintendo's great because I like platform games, man.
Yeah,
And I like video... I'm not big into first-person shooter games.
No,
like, it's very rare.
I'm so bad at them.
You know what? Like I don't really play online, but like if I ever played online in a first-person shooter, I'm the kind of guy who like dies quick, and it's just not fun.
Especially when I started playing Valorant over COVID, which is just like a first-person shooter, and like I was having like it was fun, but I'm so bad at it. And I've been playing video games my whole life, so I feel like I should be good at it, but I'm not. I don't have I can't click on heads, you know? I don't have the mouse. I've been playing joysticks my whole life, and now I have to aim with a mouse. And I'd have these like 8-year-old kids like in my headphones in my chat just telling me like you're shit, and I'm like, I mean, yeah.
Stand up, he's shooting you. Stand up. Like, man.
They're like, don't run and shoot at the same time.
They're so good though.
They're so good at it.
Yeah.
And they talk shit to me, and I can't even say anything because I'm like, yeah, no, you're right. I am fully bottom fragging. Like,
you're not wrong. Right?
Like, yeah, I'm trying really hard. It's difficult. I don't have the reaction time you kids do.
I remember like fucking okay, this is a while ago, so I don't want to like it was Xbox 360 days. I want to say it was like 10 years ago, but because I stopped playing video games for a bit, dude.
Yeah.
And then when I got it back, I was like, what's everybody playing? And all my friends had the Xbox, so that's what I got. And I remember, like, some of my first trash talk was just horrible. Like, I know I'd be playing with, like, some, like, 10, 11-year-old from America, like New York or something. And he would, like, whoop my ass and be smart. And then I'd just be like, 9/11, bitch. You know? And it was horrible, dude. It was... And now, like, things are, I think they're a little...
Yeah, maybe I got comboed pretty bad, but at least...
It was horrible, right?
At least my city's never been targeted by a terrorist.
I think you can get banned for shit
like that
sure. Now, you know? I don't, but...
Quick little kill yourselves. KYS? And then you get banned. You tell people, kill yourself.
KYS will do it.
Yeah, kill yourself. You're banned.
Wow.
They got it all unlocked. I've been called a lot of shit online with like slashes in between stuff.
Yeah,
so it doesn't get picked up. You know what? You know what's the most toxic thing I've ever taken part in? That in like any sort of gaming community, I played competitive Pokemon. Online, there's a website called Pokemon Showdown where you can just like build Pokemon teams or whatever, and then just play against people.
Yeah.
And those are the most toxic motherfuckers I've ever played against. Someone gets like paralyzed once on like a chance. Like if I use Thunder and you have 30% chance to get paralyzed, I hit that paralyzed. They get so fucking mad. They're like, go fuck yourself. Like there are so many mods in this community because they have to be because there's so many like toxic people in Pokemon.
It's and I mean there should be like there's no reason like how like I was like what like 25 26 and I'm talking to like you know little kids saying shit about 9/11. Like there definitely shouldn't be people like that on, you know, they should be banned for sure. You know, I look back and like, yeah, it's kind of funny, but at the same time I'm like, man, I hope I didn't fuck that kid up. Like He's 20 now. Like, I wonder how he's doing.
I wonder if he ever thinks about that.
I wonder how 9/11 kids do.
He's like, I don't even remember. I wasn't even alive. I don't care. I don't care about 9/11. I wasn't there.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point, too.
Yeah. He's like,
that's a good point.
What?
What's
9/11? You mean 7/11, idiot?
Yeah. But yeah, dude, GameCube games.
Top 5 GameCube games.
Do you want to go first?
I spent a long time thinking about this.
Okay. I feel like, alright, I'll go first.
Okay, you go first. Are you starting at 1 or starting at 5?
I usually start at 1, but you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
And they're like, I rocked GameCube for a long time.
Okay. I feel like there'll be some overlap here.
Definitely possible.
There's only so many.
My number 1, maybe not, and it's only my number 1 because I used to play it with a lot of friends, just like on the couch. Like couch, there's something about couch play that was just
the GameCube was like the master of couch play. The GameCube and the N64 were.
So my first one, yeah, the N64 as well. I think that was like, for me at least, like the birth of like more than 2.
That was when it first started for me.
So I'm going NBA Street.
Okay, I love the street games.
They were fun, man.
I played FIFA Street,
and we could get FIFA Street. That's a good one too.
Yeah,
you can get so heated, man. And
any game that has a good character customization.
Yeah.
Any game where I can sit down and I can just like put a man in a suit and then make him play soccer in Brazil. Like, yeah, okay, that's a game. That's a good game.
Cowboy hat, suit.
Yeah.
All right.
When I was a kid, I played FIFA Street. And you can like have different like teammates, and you have like your 3 guys, and you can dress them up, and I dressed them in different colored suits, and that was how I could tell them apart.
The suits.
But
yeah, even all like I think there was 3. Like all of them were pretty.
They were pretty
fun.
good.
And then I'm going Super Mario Sunshine.
Okay.
I'm just big on any of like the like if I was doing
That's
N64
a good platformer,
games, like. Most of them would be involved with Mario.
You ever watch Speedrunning?
What do you mean?
Like Mario Sunshine Speedrunning?
I don't know.
Like beating the game as fast as possible?
Oh, no.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man. We are in totally different worlds as far as video games go.
Yeah, okay, but
Speedrunning is so wicked.
This is my issue, because I'm a big I have an original NES.
Yeah.
And, like, I saw this guy who was talking about being able to beat, it was like Super Mario 3.
Yeah.
Faster than Pizza Pops heat up in the microwave, which is like, what, like 3.5 minutes or something? And like, he just found a glitch, bro.
Yes. Okay, so
and I am not a big, I don't, like, in my mind, I'm like, you didn't beat him. Bro.
So there's 2.
Okay.
There's 2 categories.
Officially.
Yeah.
There's 2
Generally,
categories?
most games have 2 categories.
Okay.
One of them is called any percent,
Yeah.
which is play the credits. By any means necessary, start the game, play the credits.
Okay.
And most games can be done in like 30 seconds. Like some games are ridiculous. And then there's something called 100, and then everything has a 100% category as well, which is do everything, unlock everything. And then there's also like glitchless, or like the bigger a game is, the more categories it has. Like Mario 64 has 0 star, which is beat the game with 0 stars, which is the any percent category. Then there's beat the game with 1 star.
How can you beat the game with 0 stars?
Through glitches. You can. It's called a backwards long jump, which lets you like build up a bunch of speed and that you can get through doors. Wow. And it's hard to do, but you can beat Mario 64 in like 3 minutes. I think is the 0 star. But the movement is really, really cool in it. And then there's 0 star, 1 star, 16 star. 70 star and 120 star, which is get all the stars and beat the game. And the 120 star speedrun is get all the stars, beat the game and the world record is like 1 hour 37.
Wait, Mario 64?
Yeah.
1 hour and
37 minutes.
Holy
to get
smokes,
every single star.
Wow.
It's so good. It's so crazy to watch. And then Sunshine has a lot of really good speedruns
What's the time for that?
I don't know Sunshine speedrunning it as well, but there's a whole like it's a whole, like, there's, like, hundreds of people who speedrun.
I could probably, like, the very first Super Mario, the one that was, on Duck Hunt. Like that one. Yeah. I feel like I could do that one real quick, dude.
Mario.
Tunnels or no tunnels. I can do it.
Sunshine,
pretty damn quick.
I
wonder what the record is for that.
What do you think it is? Take a guess before I look at it.
For Sunshine?
Yeah. The any percent.
Oh, dude.
It's long. Okay, I'm looking at it now.
64 is an hour and a half. I would say maybe, like...
Well, this is the 80%. This is turn the game on, play the credits.
Okay, that's probably...
How long do you think it is? It is longer. You do have to play a lot of this game.
For, like, just credits, 5 minutes.
An hour and 13 minutes.
Okay.
So that's pretty good, because there's no, like, super game-breaking shit. There probably is, but you don't. It's not just press a button, skip to the end.
And so what's, like,
What do you think the 100% is?
Oh, man, I want to say, like, 3 hours.
Hold on.
This is wild, bro. Like, oh, man. Video games, the world of video games is so different now. How old are you, brother?
27.
Okay.
Mario Sunshine. Wait.
Oh,
wait. Was that the 100% world record? This is dumb. I can't tell. 120 shines. Here we go. 2 hours, 53 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was close.
That was close.
It was close.
But that's fun to watch.
It's a great game. It's a super fun game. I think most of the Mario games are fun.
I would say it's not on my top 5. But
okay.
That's like, it was in there.
All right.
I was considering it.
Number 3 for me, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Buddy, good call.
I'm just a big fan of like most of the Mario Kart games.
Yep.
Or like Mario Tennis. Well, we'll go through it. Super Smash Melee is my.
There we go. That's my numero uno.
Is my 4. That's my number 1. I figured
hundreds and hundreds of hours into it. I play it.
Great game.
All the time. My
best friend
and I play it.
Yeah.
A lot.
Have you ever like won any like money or like what do you?
No.
So what do you get when you win that? It is money prize.
There is cash prizes in the big tournaments, but like there's like I go to like majors, which are like international level competitions.
Yeah.
Mostly just to like spectate, just to like watch, but you can compete in them, and it's double elimination, so you lose twice and you're out. Mm-hmm. And the last 2 times I've gone, I've lost twice. I've gone 0-2, just like out. And then I just watch. I almost won a game this time, and then I was upset about it. But Smash 64 I've played as well. And Ultimate, the new one on the Switch.
I haven't played that one yet.
And I've gone to 2 tournaments and entered in Ultimate, and both times I went 2-2.
Oh. Okay.
So
all right.
I beat 2 guys and lost 2 guys. But that means I beat somebody who beat somebody, which was my claim to fame.
It's more than I could do, dude, for sure. And then my number 5 is the Mario Golf.
Toadstool Tour. That's a good one.
I love all of the Mario Party, Mario Tennis, all the Mario shit.
All the Mario.
Same with Sonic.
All the Mario bullshit.
I love Sonic.
I love the Mario bullshit.
Yeah.
All right. So my top 5 is Melee. Is my number 1. Number 2 is Wind Waker, buddy. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Oh. Okay.
The like cartoon Link. That was I played the shit out of that as a kid. My number 3 is Paper Mario.
Oh, that's
and
a good
one.
one.
Thousand Year Door.
That
the
is a
Paper
good
Mario
one.
Games are so good. Every time I play them, I forget how like genuinely funny they are. Like there's like lines in there that still make me laugh when I get to them. There's like so much solid humor in it. The new one on the Switch, the gameplay was like kind of whatever, but there were so many times where I'm like, I was playing it by myself and I'd like laugh out loud and I'd leave the text box up and I'd call Rachel in and be like, you gotta see this is so funny.
No, but I played 3, I think. With the Wii, and then GameCube and N64.
The OG, yeah. The N64 one's so good.
Yeah. They're all good, man.
4 is both I put them together. Both Pikmin games.
Okay.
You ever play Pikmin?
Yeah.
Those games are fun. My dad plays it now. My dad plays the one on the... I bought a Wii U and then I moved, but I left it there so that my younger brother could play it. And my dad still plays Pikmin all the time. And then my 5 is Double Dash, so yeah.
Yeah.
Double Dash is good. My buddy and I compete a lot in Double Dash.
That was a good one also for couch play.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those ones where it's like you don't have to be great to play it, you know?
Yeah.
So like lots of people, even if they don't play video games, they'll get in on it and it's fun that way, you know?
No, yeah. The Mario Kart games are pretty good. I dated a girl who never played video games, but she would always fucking trounce me at Mario Kart somehow. And it made me so mad because I'm like, you don't play video games. And then she always won Mario Kart. She had an N64 at her cottage.
Bro.
And we'd play Mario Kart and she'd always win. And I'm like, I don't even...
I'm not letting you win. How are you doing this?
I wish I was.
So you just say like, good job, pretend you're letting her win just to feed your ego, but no.
But no, she was very good at Mario Kart. Specifically Mario Kart 64.
And also like when you're too good at a game and you're playing against someone that isn't good, it's not fun.
No.
You know? So that's good. Your girlfriend now, are you engaged?
No.
Okay.
It's like almost. It's one of those things where we talk about it a lot.
I saw something recent. It was another James.
A lot of Jameses.
Yeah, you know.
A lot of Jameses.
A lot of Pauls too, though, man.
Yeah. Pauls and Jameses all in comedy.
I like my first name, don't like my last name.
Goneau?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not close with my family or anything.
Sure.
You know, it's like I was raised in foster homes and shit, so like my last name represents like this
a life you didn't live.
Yeah. When I was doing comedy, like when I started, I was thinking about doing stage names. You know, I had a couple like Weerzer, or like I was also thinking about Gone, just Paul Gone.
Paul Gone.
Just taking the A and the U off, because when you know, Serb started rolling out, I was like, well, I'm gonna invest some government money into some crypto. You know what I mean? And then
it's all gone.
And then I like there was a Paul Goneau already there, so I just took the AU off and I was Paul Gone. And every time I looked at it, I was like, that'd be a pretty decent stage name. That's cool. But haven't done it yet. Maybe one day. You know.
I almost went as. This is how Joey introduced me as James Bruce O'Hara, where I was like, I almost went by James Bruce O'Hara. Just because there was already a James O'Hara. He's not a comedian. He's a choreographer in Ireland. Mm-hmm. And he shows up on YouTube before I do.
Gotcha.
Or he did. I don't know if he still does. But I'm at the top. As far as I know, it might be because of my, like, Google has altered my algorithm to show me. But as far as I know, when you Google James O'Hara, I show up first now.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
There is another guy who was in movies in the 1950s named James O'Hara. He was in, like, Casablanca as, like, a side role or whatever. And there's the Irish choreographer, and there's an author who has jamesohara.com, and it drives me nuts that I can't have jamesohara.com.
Oh, maybe, dude. You just gotta wait for them to slip.
I just gotta wait, yeah. There's a guy in Vancouver who has jamesohara.ca, and I, like, looked it up on Google Domains or whatever, and was like, oh, it expires. It expires this year in September. And I, like, put a note, I, like, saved the date in my calendar and was like, steal jamesohara.ca if he lets it expire. And he didn't. He renewed it. And I was like, almost.
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of that when I was starting up, like, because, like, parental advisory comedy, which this podcast is done under, and I also have my 2 comedy shows, like, branded under that. When I was, like, starting that up, I had to look a bunch of things, and there was, like, some dude on Instagram who's just, like, it's just some guy. He has, like, I don't know. He hasn't posted anything in forever. I messaged him, didn't respond, and then there was, like, a show, like, somewhere, I want to say, like, Buffalo or something that was called, just, like, a, you know, like, a comedy show that was called Parental Advisory Comedy, but no businesses, so I was able to lock that down.
It's tough. It's tough trying to find a brand that's, like, Googleable. That was part of naming the album. I was debating between different names, and this one, I Love You and I Am Tired, shows up nowhere on anything else. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So, we can do specials. I think that would
Top
be
5 specials. Okay, I got weird ones.
Yeah, see, mine is.
I have one weird one.
Okay. You can go first.
I'll start with 5. I'll go up because my weird one is my number 1.
Okay.
5 is My Girlfriend's Boyfriend by Mike Birbiglia.
Yes.
Which is one of my. He does storytelling in a way that is incredible. Just the entire, like, car crash thing of, like, he keeps coming back to the car crash. He keeps coming back to, like, and I was T-boned, and he, like, does the way he so confidently says the exact same sentence again. He starts the whole special. He's like, I got in a fight with my girlfriend, and I, like, ran out of the house and, like, went to my buddy's house, and he was like, you gotta tell her that you're mad at her. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go tell her. And I get in the car and I go out his driveway and I'm T-boned. And he's spinning and all this stuff. And then he, like, starts talking about how the relationship started and all this stuff. And he gets up to that point and then does it again. He's like, I got in a fight with her. I went to my buddy's house. And he does the whole thing again. And I was T-boned. And it's such a powerful, like, way to tell a story. All of his specials are very good.
He's great. And there's a joke, I've been trying to think of it, but I can't, like the whole time you're talking I was like, what is his name? The Jimmy Donuts or something.
Oh yeah.
That joke.
Joey Bag of Donuts.
Joey Bag of Donuts. That's it, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, he's great, dude.
My 4 is a tie between Chris Rock's Tambourine and Shoot the Messenger. Mm-hmm. They're both super good. Tambourine I haven't watched in a while, but God, it's so good. And then Shoot the Messenger is like super interesting in that. Have you seen Shoot the Messenger?
It was his
the one,
like second last.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. It's so good. For those of you who don't know, it's a special where it was shot in South Africa, it was shot in London, and it was shot in New York. And it's the same hour all 3 times, and it keeps cutting between them. Which is super interesting because, like, the stage, his outfit, everything changes. Like, it obviously cuts between shows. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it'll play the punchline all 3 times. He'll, like, say the punch, he'll get the laugh, and then it'll cut to him saying the punch in London and getting the laugh, and cut to him saying the punch in New York and getting the laugh. And the editing on it is so good and so, like, interesting to see. Like, I watched that long before I ever started comedy, obviously. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it was such an interesting peek into, like, breaking the fourth wall of comedy about, like, pretending everything's spontaneous. Like, it was, like, showing that, like, it's the same act every time.
Yeah.
But the audience doesn't know. And it's such a good special. And then Tambourine
was great too.
Tambourine is the best.
I didn't watch the extended one yet though.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, I think there's like an extra like 20 minutes or something.
Good to know. Yeah. It's the best special I feel. That is straight stand up. That is the best at being like emotionally vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of people try to do it where they are like trying to be really genuine or trying to be like really open about like anything dark or whatever on stage, and it doesn't. That one is the best one, I feel, in my opinion. My number 3 is Quarter Life Crisis by Taylor Tomlinson.
Oh yes,
so good,
phenomenal.
And watching it, it's the only time I have ever watched comedy and was like mad about how I am. Where I am in comedy, you know? Because I watched that and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I was like, oh shit, she's 25. I was like, oh fuck, I've never been older than a very successful comic I've seen on TV at this point in my life. And like, it's gonna happen more and more now, but like, watching that special and being like, oh shit, like it's fantastic.
No, it is. I had watched it by myself and it was like, so guys, like, babe, you need to watch this.
Yeah.
You know, like
I come home from work all the time and Rachel's watching it. It's like one of Rachel's favorite specials. So she'll like put it on while she like does the dishes or whatever. So she knows it. My number 2 is Inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to top Inside.
It was so good. It was like one of the, if not the best special last year.
It's
up there.
It's something
for sure
on
would be
a
on
whole
top 5.
other level. It would be my number 1 if my number 1 wasn't like a weird.
But it's borderline genius, man.
Have you watched the extended? That one has an extended version.
I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't
it's so
seen
good.
It, no.
So it's on. He put it out on YouTube at first. It's just a bunch of he called it like the Inside the Outtakes, but it is an hour of songs that didn't make the cut on the album.
An hour worth of stuff?
It's so good. A lot of it is like. There are a couple moments where he'll do the performance of a song, and he will show all the different cuts, all the different takes that he fucked up, and he'll overlay them all on top of each other, and you can see them all and hear them all, and it sounds like a jumbled mess, and then you see like, in that take he fucks up. And he gets mad and he turns the camera off. And then it goes away. It disappears. Mm-hmm. And then this one cuts off. And then this one cuts off. And there's like one moment where like 4 of them cut off at the same time because he fucks up like a light cue or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's super interesting. And it's so good. But Inside blew my mind. I watched Inside and then immediately was like, I gotta watch it again. I have to.
No, he's a gem, man.
It is the greatest. It is going to be the greatest piece of COVID media.
It's 100%.
Like, to like undeniably. And what's
was
so
on
crazy
TikTok
about it
for a long time. It was like, you know.
What's crazy about it is that he never mentions COVID.
Yeah.
He like obviously alludes to it and like comments on being stuck in a house and all this stuff, but like it's going to age like from a topical standpoint so well, because he doesn't really talk about anything topical. It's all about depression. It's all about like feeling trapped more than it's about like being trapped. It's so good. And then my number one is a special called Tripod versus the Dragon, which is super weird. So there's this Australian comedy musical trio called Tripod, and they are really, really good. It's almost like sketch comedy more than it is musical comedy, where they will like have these moments like in the middle of a song where like they'll make fun of each other, and like it's scripted. Like we all know it's scripted, but like they do it in such a way that like one of them will like not understand the song or whatever, and the other two will like make fun of him for it or whatever, and they do it so well. And then this is a musical. They've put on a whole musical based around Dungeons and Dragons, and it's about an hour and a half, and it is so funny and so like also genuinely very good. Like the music is fantastic, and it's all this stuff about it's a fighter who wants to be a bard. He wants to be a musician, but like the other guys in his party don't want him to be a musician because they need someone to fight. And like he kills an orc and has a lot of guilt about it, and like all this stuff. And it's so good and so funny. There's a moment it's summed up in there's a moment where they're like we have to leave and go to the next town or whatever. And they leave, and then like they have this projector screen, and then they're using like paper doll puppets on this projector screen to like show them like walking through like the wilderness or whatever, and there's like trees going by and stuff, and then like they come to a cave, and one of them like falls into a hole, and he falls in the hole, and he's like, catch me, and then he just falls. He's like, you fuckers! He falls in the hole, and then they go up here, and it's like, oh shit, we forgot to put hands on the puppets.
I gotta check this out, man.
It's called Tripod versus the Dragon. It's on YouTube, and I watch it probably like 4 times a year.
All right.
Like I put it on, and it's so good and so genuinely like. Inside was my number one until I was like, oh, actually, like if I'm being honest with myself, Tripod versus the Dragon is like the best.
It sounds good, and it's rare for me to hear specials that I'm like, oh, I've seen that already.
It's so I show it to everyone.
That's great.
I like go home and I like mention it to my brother, and I was like, have I shown you this yet? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, fuck, we're watching it right now. That's what our evening is. That's what we have to do. Yeah, that's my top 5 specials.
All right. I mean, I like all those specials. Haven't seen the first one, but
you will like that.
I'm 100%. I'm 100% gonna watch it. I'll find it.
It's just you can just find it on YouTube. It's not.
Oh, I illegally download anyway.
You type in on
the YouTube
Tripod versus the Dragon. It's all on YouTube.
All right. So I am gonna go. Before I start, I want to give an honorable mention to the special that came out. It's not really stand-up. It's improv. Middleditch and Schwartz.
Very good.
They came out with the thing.
Very, very good.
I love that, man. And I'm kind of flirting with the idea of maybe doing improv.
Some improv,
just to kind of get better with crowd work and stuff. So
I did improv all through high school.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's good. That's how I found the comedy itch. Was through improv. But yeah, that's a great special.
Yeah, so that honorable mention
series,
to that.
I guess.
Then I'm gonna go. My favorite dude is Joe Rogan, man, and like he gets a lot of hate.
Sure.
But like, I've been with him for the journey, and I think he is his last one was alright, but I think for the most part, you can see growth from special to special. Like, I have the first thing he ever did, like, on DVD, like, just after he left Fear Factor.
Yeah.
He, like, released his first special, so. Well, I'm going to say Strange Times by Rogan is my number 1.
Okay. As your number 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That was his second last one. Then, with Chappelle, it's so hard. I was, like, back and forth between, I want to say For What It's Worth and The Bird Revelation. So, I mean, you did one that was kind of like a tie. I'm just going to tie it up.
Yeah. Go for it.
Then I'm going Bill Burr, I'm Sorry You Feel That Way, the black and white one.
Sure.
Really like that. His new one was pretty decent. My number 4, you might not have seen this. This is a great one. Great relationship.
All right.
And he's not talked about a lot, but dude, when he was good, he was so good. Sinbad, Where You Been?
Sinbad.
Dude.
Interesting.
Dude, it's amazing. And like,
I've never watched a Sinbad
There's like
special,
some musical stuff. Like he plays the drums in the beginning and stuff, but like most of it is just like relationship stuff, dude. It would be if you haven't seen it,
I haven't.
check it with your girl. I feel like, or your lady. Like I feel like it hits, man.
Okay.
It's really good.
I like a Sinbad pull.
Yeah. He needs to come out with something new, man.
Yeah, where's he been?
Yeah, for real though, yeah. He talks about it though. So yeah, that's my number 4. And then number 5, this was hard, bro. This is really hard to wrap it up because like I'm a big Carlin guy. But he has so many. It's like I don't even know how to pick a Carlin special. There's just too many.
Yeah.
Maybe another honorable mention to Theo Vaughn, No Offense. I really like that one. But Crystalia, Man on Fire. That would be my 5. What do you want to do next? Let's do Toronto venues.
All right.
Now, I said this, and I don't know how you did it. However you did it is fine.
Okay.
But in my mind, I could have done Ricoh Coliseum or Queen Elizabeth Theater, but all I did was stuff that, like, places that I performed.
I'm talking, yeah, this is places I performed. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. You want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so my number 5 is honorable. My number 5 is sort of in memoriam. My number 5 is The Ghost of the Ossington. I don't know if you were ever around for when because you've been in it since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
You ever perform at the Ossington?
I feel like I did some open mics there before, yeah.
So when I first started, I was at the Ossington a lot. So the Ghost of the Ossington and it closed during COVID. So Ossington always has a place in my top 5. And then my 4 is the Social Capital Theater.
Yeah.
It is very close to my house, which is nice. I can walk to it, which is great. When the band is not playing in the bar downstairs, the main stage is super good. The sound is good. My number 3 is Tall Boys.
I haven't been there.
Tall Boys bangs.
Yeah.
It's very cool, and it's always packed. I've only done a couple shows at Tall Boys post-COVID, but, like, it's always full.
Yeah.
And, like, even during COVID when they were doing, like, the outdoor shows, like, the patio was
packed.
cool.
Yeah.
Patio was banging. My number 2 is Nothing Fancy. Have you been to the new Nothing Fancy yet? I host karaoke there every Friday. It's great. It's a great space. It's super cool. In fact, I think, like, my number 1 is Comedy Bar.
Okay.
And I think, like, Comedy Bar wins, like, Comedy Club, like, Best Comedy Club pretty much every year from, like, Now Toronto.
Yeah.
But I think, like, Nothing Fancy is kind of gunning for that this year. Yeah.
For money.
It's gonna be close. But yeah, my number 1's Comedy Bar. I run a show there, Sad Boy Hours, every month at Comedy Bar, and Comedy Bar was like my first time getting on the main stage at Comedy Bar was like a big deal. And then when they redid everything, it's like it's so great.
You want to know a fun fact, bro?
Yeah.
I've never done the cab room at Comedy Bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say I've never done the main space.
No, like my show's in the main space.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still right now. It's kind of hard to get every month. I actually for the monthly show this month I had to switch venues, and I'm kind of hoping that I can pack the place. I'm doing it at Mandy's now.
Oh, Mandy's is good too. Yeah.
Yeah. So a little lower capacity, but
packing at the main stage is tough. My show was in the main stage at first. And then I switched to the cab space.
Okay.
And it's way better now. It works a lot better in the cab space. My show's a Monday night, so it's tough. You can't fill it.
That's a lot of people.
But in the cab space, I sell 5 tickets.
And it looks great now.
And I get 5 walk-ins. It
looks great now.
Oh, yeah.
Before it was like, it's the cab space. It looks like this. But now, like, it looks great.
It looks great.
Yeah. My number 1's Comedy Bar.
Yeah.
I love it. It's like...
It's tough to beat.
Yeah. They got everything. It just has a great look. And Gary's a nice guy.
When you can respond to your email.
Oh, okay, yeah. yeah. Actually, like I had like a conversation with him because I ran into some trouble with the show and like I wasn't able to do it in August and like we actually talked like on the phone. Like the first time like I ever talked with him on the phone for like an hour, bro. And he just seems like he's like putting together the new Second City building.
Yeah.
He has like a lot on his plate, and I was just kind of like, well, why don't you hire somebody? You know, like kind of not like a dick, but like, oh, like you should hire somebody, dude. And like just it's recovering from COVID and just like funds, and he's like I gotta.
He's
like,
a
this
busy
is it.
fucking man.
Yeah, he's so busy. So anybody that thinks he's being personal, I mean, it might be personal to you.
To some people, it's personal.
To some people, it might be personal. Yeah, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna say what I was just gonna say.
Some people, it is definitely poignantly personal.
Some people, I mean, some people are assholes, though, bro. Let's, be a better person.
Oh, I honestly, probably I agree with him in whatever personal argument he's having with someone. Him and I have pretty similar standards on human beings.
My issue, I'll explain it to you, was basically I had a joke that was just talking about like how I thought like Amber Heard most likely has a smelly pussy.
Okay.
Right? And it was just that joke. And this is like in the heat of like way worse things being said about her every day, every hour, and then someone came to a show, it was like sold out show, and they ended up like leaving halfway. And in the beginning I didn't know it was me and Anna Lau that we were on. And then when I went out looking for another comedian, the guy was like, "Oh, 2 people just left your show and they were angry." And I was like, "Really? Like, where are they?" Like, I wanted to apologize. Yeah. Dude, I'm not an edgy, what you would consider an edgy comedian. I don't think I've ever been considered that. No one's ever called me that. I'm the guy who's like trying to get you to forget about all the bullshit outside. Sure. I'm just, and it just so happened I was talking about this because it was topical, you know?
You're riffing on it.
And so cue to the next day, and I'm sending all the stuff for my next show to, Comedy Bar, and then I get an email that's like long, Yeah. And he's just like, so I got this, I got a complaint about your show, and it was like hate speech, blah, blah, blah. And so like, we actually talked a little bit on the phone about this, and he was just like, yeah, like, and I didn't know what the joke was at the time. I was
you didn't know what the whole time. Like,
was. What was the joke? And he's like, well, to be honest, like, it's not what I would consider hate speech, And he's just kind of like, he was on my side. Like, he wasn't. He's like, like there's a lot of this. And I was like, I tried to apologize. He's like, I'm glad you didn't. It would have made things worse. These, like, these are the kinds of people who are just, it would have made things worse. Of guilt. And he's like, obviously we're on the same page about not wanting to offend people, and Comedy Bar is a very, like, important venue to the Toronto comedy scene. And I don't want to turn anybody off from Comedy Bar, you know? But hate speach? I don't know if it's hate speech. You know what I mean? It's like it's small dick hate speech. Like it's not. Some people have small dicks, some people have smelly vaginas. I feel like these people outed themselves for having smelly vaginas at the end of the day, And so I didn't have it there, and because of Just for Laughs, I couldn't have it here this month.
Sure.
So hopefully Mandy's will be my backup spot.
Mandy's is a good venue.
Comedy Bar number 1. Then I'm going Absolute.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been there a lot, but the crowd's always hot.
It's impossible. If you bomb at Absolute, like, that's it. Yeah. You gotta walk out of comedy.
I've only done it once, but Yuck Yucks.
Sure. I've never set foot in a Yuck Yucks.
No, eh?
Nope.
Is there a reason?
I grew up in Ajax, and there was a Yuck Yucks that I could see, like, from my parents' balcony, and I would, like, email them and be like, let me do your amateur night every week. And they never once put me on, and then I was like, okay, whatever. And then I'm just like, Mark Breslin's not the coolest person in the world, and
I don't know shit about him, bro.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna be honest.
Like, so I've just been like, I don't need Yuck Yucks, Okay. I don't like. I'm like, it's whatever.
And he kind of like, I would understand a little chip on your shoulder where it's kind of like, don't worry, I don't need you.
Yeah, I'll get on without Yucks.
I'm good. After they fucking ignore you, I get it, dude. 100%. But to this day, it's probably the most people I've ever performed for there. So it was like a really, really fun time for me. Bar Cathedral.
I haven't been there yet.
Oh, dude, the setup is so great. Yeah. They have like funky lights and like smoke machines. I'd love to put a show on there. They have like I don't know, man. A lot, like an actual like elevated stage. It's just a really cool kind of setup. I've done a couple shows there. But Brandon Zakai, man. He puts on a killer show there.
Yeah. I know him.
And then SoCat, which is where Lafiteria happens.
SoCat's great.
Yeah,
I've probably headlined at SoCat more than anywhere else.
Yeah?
I've done more shows, probably a comedy bar. But I've headlined a lot of shows at SoCat.
It's a fun venue. It's a kind of place where, this is why I wanted to do it there, is because I kind of feel like, I feel very comfortable there for some reason. I've done a lot of stuff there. Yeah. And so it just kind of, it almost feels like, home base almost.
Yeah, when you've done a lot of shows
like I can
in
just
one spot.
fuck around. Like I know Leo and fucking. Yeah. I just think it's a good spot.
It's great. And when it's full, it's so good.
Yeah, man.
Especially when the main space is full, it's insane. And the third floor, like, packs out easy.
Yeah.
A couple people packs it out pretty good. That show we did with Harv, I couldn't believe that all those people were still there till, like, 12, 15 or whatever. Like, just packed until after midnight. Like,
that was a fun show, man.
That was a fun show.
Harv's killing it. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Great.
Do you want to do Weezer songs?
Yeah, let's do Weezer songs.
So you got your Weezer shirt?
I got my Weezer shirt. I got this at a Hot Topic.
All right.
It was the last
a bunch of shit from Hot Topic, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's unfortunate, but...
I don't shop at Hot Topic, but I walked into a Hot Topic and was like, I saw this shirt and it was the only one and it was my size, so I'm like,
yeah, they have a lot of cool wrestling shirts too, that's why.
So, my top 5 Weezer songs.
Yeah.
A lot of these are album closers, which is, like, Weezer is one of those bands where, like, you don't have to listen to the whole album, but, like, the album very clearly has, like, a beginning, middle, and end type vibe. My number 5 is a song called Heart Songs, which is a super deep cut. They've never played it live. It's not, like, a fan favorite at all, but it's one of my favorites. It's just, like, it starts with Rivers, who is the lead singer of Weezer. It starts with Rivers, like, he's singing about all these songs that meant a lot to him growing up, and then he's singing about how he heard Nirvana's first record, and it blew his mind, and then he started a band. Like, it's all these songs that, like, these are the songs that mean a lot to me. These are my heart songs. Mm-hmm. This song, and he's listing all these songs, and there's a bunch of references to, like, songs that are really good, that like sound really good together. And then like, he sings about, like, Gordon Lightfoot and, like, all these like people he's dropping all these, like, song lyrics from other songs. It's like, these are my heart songs. These are the songs I keep singing. And then it's like he heard this album and had a baby on it, like, all this stuff. It blew his mind. I started a band and now we started playing shows, and now our songs are on the radio, and now those are people's heart songs, and that's, like, the whole, like, it comes together of, like, now I'm making other people's heart songs, and it's such a good song, and it has such a build-up, and it's, like, overshadowed by so many of their other songs that it's often forgotten. I'm in a lot of, like, Weezer Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And I am the heart songs guy. I am the guy who's like, heart songs is top 5 Weezer, and everyone's like, shut the fuck up. My number 4 is a song called The Angel and the One, which is an album closer from the same album, and it's just this very slow, very quiet, but very, like, emotional song about, like, wanting to be with someone who doesn't want anything to do with you. And it's the lyric is you are the angel and I'm the one who's praying, and it's all this stuff about that, and it's very, very good. My number 3 is The World Has Turned and Left Me Here, which is one of their Blue Album classics. It is one of my favorite. Just the song title alone, like that lyric, The World Has Turned and Left Me Here, is so powerful to me. My number 2 is Endless Bummer, which is the closing track from the White Album, which is my favorite Weezer album, which is detrimental to actual Weezer fans who only believe in Blue and Pinkerton. But it's fantastic. It's so good. There's a lyric in it, which is it's about a relationship ending and wanting just summer to end, because, like, the warm weather reminds you of the love that you don't have anymore. And there's one line which is, I can't even dance in the dark because my headphones are still on the seat of her car. Like, oh, so good. And then my number 1 is pretty much every Weezer fan's number 1, which is Only in Dreams, which is the closing track of the Blue Album, and it's so, so, so good. And if you've never listened to it, absolutely listen to it. I
only know 2 of those songs, bro.
Oh, buddy!
I can tell.
Have you not listened to the Blue Album
I don't
all the
wanna,
way through?
I don't want to act like I don't like Weezer, but I can tell we're on different levels. You know, I have an appreciation for Weezer.
My album closes with 8 minutes about Weezer.
Okay. So okay. That's fair.
But yeah, Only in Dreams. It's 8 minutes long, and the first 4 minutes is all about like, sort of like, it's very abstract, but it's a lot of like, there's this girl that only exists in your dreams, and you can only be with her in your dreams, and it's this whole thing. But the last 4 minutes is all instrumental, and it's the longest, slowest, but like most satisfying build up I've ever heard in music. It like starts out and it gets really quiet, and then it builds back up, and then it basically like explodes in a way that is like very powerful.
All right.
Listen to that song and then do MDMA and listen to that song. It's a good day.
All mine are hits, bro. Like,
that's fine. Like, that's fine.
You know, they're singles and stuff. I definitely don't have any B-sides, but if I was saying not a huge Weezer fan, the only physical album that I ever had of Weezer was the Green album.
Sure. Okay.
So I would say maybe that's my favorite. But like I really like their first album, even though I'm blanking right now.
The Blue album.
There you go.
Yeah.
So my number one. Wait, where the fuck is it? Did I not do it?
You only got 4 post-its up there.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it. The Light. All right. My number one is Undone, the Sweater song.
Oh, great song.
Yeah.
Great song.
That might have been my introduction to Weezer.
I mean, it was a lot of people's. A lot of the singles from the Blue album were singles for a reason. They're all very good.
Say It Ain't So.
Say It Ain't So.
Number 2.
Classic.
Hash Pipe.
Hash Pipe's good.
I thought it was good. Funky.
Yeah.
You know?
That's my
favorite song on the Green album. Like, if I was doing, like, would you say Weezer's your favorite band?
By far, yeah.
If I was definitely doing, like Linkin Park or something, like one of my favorite bands, I would definitely probably have more. I just feel like you explain your songs in such depth that, like...
You don't have to. Yeah. You can be like, he does look like Buddy Holly.
Yeah, Buddy Holly's my number 4. And then Pork and Beans is my number 5.
Pork and Beans is good. That music video is bangs.
But yeah.
All the old YouTube. It was like the first YouTube rewind. Only once.
Only once, eh?
What's funny is like, I'm super obsessed with this band, but I'm pretty new as a Weezer fan.
Okay.
I got into them in 2016. I went through like a really bad breakup, and they just put out the White album, which is it's a lot about like Endless Bummer is like, I want this summer to end, and that's exactly like how I felt. That's where you
were at. Yeah.
And
it's
so
beautiful when those moments happen.
Yeah.
And
so I found that album, and it really resonated with me, and then I started listening into their other stuff and all the lore of Weezer. There's so much Weezer lore. So there was the lore of the Weezer fan club is there's this whole thing where there were these 2 fans who like came to like one of their first ever shows. There were 2 sisters named Michael and Carly, and they were huge Weezer fans. They started the Weezer fan club. They like went to all their shows. They like followed them all around on tour, and like this was before they blew up, before they were anybody, before the Blue album had come out. They were super fans. They loved them so much. And then the Blue album came out, and Weezer blows up. Weezer gets huge, crazy big. Like all these singles, Say It Ain't So, all these music videos are on David Letterman. They're doing all this stuff. They're like, and they're crazy, but they're still there. They're still the Weezer fan club. They're still backstage. They're still doing everything. And then Weezer's on tour, and they're going between shows, and they decide that they're gonna like drive through the night, and they get in a car accident and they die. Both of them die. And so now there's like, and they never, like before Pinkerton had come out, so they'd never heard like the entirety of Pinkerton. And so like now it's like this whole thing. There's like the Weezer fan club is all dedicated. Everything's all dedicated to Michael and Carly, and like they have a song about them, and it's like this whole thing, and it's so interesting. And there's so much like weird shit like that with the band that's been around for like 26 years now, with pretty much all the original members, minus the bass player. There's a lot of like weird Weezer deep depth stuff, like how Rivers writes all his songs with spreadsheets, and it's like all this weird like.
That's odd.
He does this like free flowing like stream of thought, and he records himself while he does it, and then he like puts everything in like a spreadsheet, and like he organizes it, and like he's a weird man.
That's cool though.
But there's a lot of weird Weezer stuff. I'm in a lot of groups that talk about it.
Oh yeah. I guess we'll end on superheroes.
Yeah. I'm not a big superhero guy.
Yeah, I've had people say like, family members and artists, painters, musicians, whatever the case is.
I have, but I do have a list.
Okay.
And I do believe in this list.
All right.
Number 5, Green Hornet.
Okay. Him though, or like, because I
Green Hornet. I love, maybe not him. Like I like
the property Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Because I was always like, Kano was the guy.
That's true.
Who does?
Yeah.
Did you like the Seth Rogen?
I did
version?
like the Seth Rogen. I liked it a lot.
Bad.
It was good.
Yeah.
I like Green Hornet. I like just the concept of a guy. I like the concept of a guy who just becomes a superhero.
Okay.
4 is Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's a little like basic bitch.
No, that's cool, man.
I do like Deadpool. I still haven't seen the second Deadpool, but
it's pretty good.
The first one I really, really liked, and it was very good. My 3, speaking of guys who just become superheroes, Kick-Ass.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Love that movie. Love that whole vibe. I read a couple of the comics too. So good. My number 2 is Robin.
Oh no.
Robin's so good.
What Robin?
Robin. Robin in general. Okay. Specifically for me, it's like Teen Titans Robin.
Okay.
Like the whole like Teen Titans thing, I loved it as a kid, and like Robin is such like a good flawed character, and like all the other like the Darkwing and all the other like Robins are pretty good, pretty cool. I don't know a lot about it, but I know that when I see Robin, I'm like, fuck yeah.
All right.
I love seeing Robin and shit.
Okay.
And my number 1 is Spider-Man. I'm just a big Spider-Man sucker. I like all the Spider-Men. I like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man's pretty good. And Tom Holland is actually an incredible Spider-Man. And I'm very when I watched the Homecoming for the first time in theaters, I was like, fucking no one can beat Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was the best Spider-Man. And then I saw Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I'm like, oh, that's a good fucking Spider-Man right there. And then the moment where just the like cinematography of this, like the moment where he's like picking her up for the dance, and like fucking what's his name opens the door, and you're like the first time you're like, oh yeah, shit,
her
and then
dad.
when it's her dad the whole time, and he knows. Oh my god, that's the best like really tense moment in the Spider-Man. Like the Thanksgiving dinner with Osborn is very in the first one is very good. Like that's very tense. But this is just that like jacked up to 11. And after like without the knowledge of it, like we know that he's the Green Goblin in that scene. But but that's like we find out when Spider-Man finds out. When Peter Parker, when Tom Holland finds out. So good. Such a good moment. I always liked Spider-Man.
Yeah, No Way Home was great too.
Yeah.
When they combined all of them.
Oh, so good.
Phenomenal. I do mine every episode. This is like the one that I kind of bring people into like my
everyone
nerdy
talks
world.
About,
so
okay, everyone talks about superheroes.
Batman.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
This is 1. 2.
Batman is number 1.
Okay.
Ninja Turtles is my number 2. All of them.
That's good. I like that.
And then I'm going Red Hood, which is this hat. This is he's actually an ex-Robin.
Yeah. I watched there was the movie, the animated movie, the Red Hood.
Oh yes, Under the Red Hood.
That's a good one. I watched that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My high school English teacher, shout out Mr. Brundage, was a big comic book nerd.
Nice.
And we watched that movie as like a film study.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Then I'm going Arsenal, who was kind of like a sidekick of Green Arrow, but kind of left.
Okay.
And is a little more like techie. It's a little smarter, I
Okay.
think, than Green Arrow. And then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, and Batman were the reason I got into this whole world. Those 3, you know? Yeah, dude. I guess we'll end on this.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Woo! And then we can get out of here. What do I want?
Pick one. Pick a good one. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. I can pick one of these. There's 2 different ones?
Yeah, we can. Well, we'll do both of them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll go first. What's your weakness? Your Achilles heel.
My Achilles heel? I have a lot of trouble watching bad comedy.
Okay.
Like, when I'm at a show, I will generally watch the whole show. But, like, if someone... And even if someone sucks, I don't mind that. If someone's new, and I can just see that they're new and they're just working stuff out, like, cool. Hey, I sucked, too. But, like, when someone is really bad and doesn't know that they're really bad, when someone doesn't get it, like, when someone gets on stage and they keep saying, oh, you guys didn't like that one? Oh, you didn't like that one? Oh, you didn't like that? Like, no, they don't like any of them! Write a joke! Guys who just get on stage and, like, say a sentence and then pause for a laugh, and I'm like, you didn't say anything that anyone would ever laugh at.
Yeah.
Like, guys who just, like, it's always guys, too. Guys who just don't get what a joke is, and they'll just say something, like, interesting.
Or, like, just outrageous.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And it's like, and then they pause and wait for a laugh, and I'm like, have you ever seen a joke before? Like, why would anyone ever laugh there? That drives me insane. And then I'll get up, and then I'll go pee for 6.5 minutes, and come back. Especially when I'm closing out the show. Like, I try to watch the whole show, but, like, I can't sometimes, man. It's rough.
All right. It's a decent answer.
I would say that's my Achilles heel. That's my, like, that's not real super in the spirit of the question, I guess.
No,
but, like,
you know, it's all good. Comedian.
That's what's in my brain.
Makes sense.
That's what's in my brain right now.
No, that's cool.
Probably also getting shot. If I got shot.
See, I wasn't thinking literal.
If I got shot, that would kill me, I think.
Most people's. All right, I think I would say, I don't know, like any hurt animals.
Yeah.
Something like that, like anything. Like, I remember I found like a bunny on the road one time that hit by a car, and like I was in tears, bro. Like this random fucking bunny, and I called. This was at like, I didn't have a cell phone at the time, and so I had to like run somewhere and use a fucking payphone. Remember those? And
shout out payphones.
I don't know, man. Any kind, and I literally called and waited for like an hour and a half, you know, and was like petting this strange animal. Like I've had lots of pets in my day. I can't watch any like rescuing pet videos on the bus because it's just fucking, you know, all the time.
Yeah, those videos of like soldiers coming home to their dogs. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those hit. You have your own dog.
I got my own dog.
What's your dog?
My dog's name is Astrid.
Astrid, what kind?
She is a Border Collie Springer Spaniel.
Oh,
we think she's a rescue.
Gotcha.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So we're not entirely sure. But some guy on the they told us Border Collie, and then we got her, and she's like, she doesn't look quite like a Border Collie.
Yeah.
And then one guy on the subway was like, that's a Springer Spaniel if I've ever seen one. I was like, okay, whatever, weird man. And then I Googled Border Collie Springer Spaniel. I'm like, oh, that's just pictures of her.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, we've had her for 2 years now, almost.
Awesome.
Coming up on 2 years? Coming up on a year? It's been a while. I can't remember. We got her during COVID, so.
Yeah, same.
And it was an apartment ago, so.
I had a retriever. I've had a German Shepherd and Rottweiler before.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll do one. How are people of different generations similar to or different from each other?
How are people from different generations?
Yeah, this is a very, like, broad...
Similar or different?
Yeah. What do people in different generations either have in common or don't have in common?
That's a weird question.
That is a weird question.
I
don't know. I feel like this can be an open discussion. We don't need to individually answer this one. I feel like what every generation has is like an unjustified pride for themselves. Like every single generation, no matter what generation it is, thinks that they are the best one and that all the other ones are weird and dumb. Like, have you seen, like, Zoomers coming after millennials on TikTok? All the, like, things Zoomers make fun of us for?
No.
Like, they go on about, like, every millennial knows their Harry Potter house and all this stuff and says doggo and, like, all these old memes, basically. Because, you know, we, like, grew up on the internet. But it's like, we're watching them do TikTok dances, and it's like, how is that any better than us? And then the old generation, like, Gen X is like...
Well, there was Vine back in the day. TikTok
that's
is
true.
essentially just
yeah,
like...
we did have Vine. But, like, every generation is weird. But every generation thinks that their weirdness is normal. So I feel like that's what every generation has in common, is that they think their quirks are not quirks. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And boomers all have lead poisoning. That's that's the other one. That's the other difference.
Bro, I have a piece of lead.
No way.
Stuck in my hand. See that?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so what happened in grade 5? I was
pencil?
leaning back on a chair and I had a pencil in my hand and I fell, like, right on it. And, like, I just couldn't get it out, bro.
Yeah.
And it's there.
And now it's just a part of you.
It explains some things, but...
Now you're pencil man.
Oh, fuck. I'm still trying to think about the question a little bit. I feel like... See, no, that doesn't... I don't know. I'm
It's
trying
tough.
to... It is a really tough question.
We're going to pause and think about
each generation likes to kind of bring things into, like... They kind of like to just reinvent old things. Brand it something else. I feel like every, like, 30, 40, whatever, X amount of years, like, that generation just kind of likes to... I don't even know if this is answering the question, but this is where I'm going.
Sure.
Just kind of like, oh, words with friends. No, it's Scrabble.
Sure.
You know, Uber. Well, those are taxis. And it's like mini homes. Well, those are, you know, and we can just go down. Yeah, like we just go down the road and it's like they kind of reinvent these old things. And,
yeah, it's interesting to see that as you run out of stuff to invent, people just start making old shit again.
Yeah. Just naming it something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. A desire to create. This is what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Regardless of whether it's like creating something from scratch or just like, you know, altering something that already I think each... And it could be, you know, different generations have different things that are, you know, maybe like painter heavy generations. Sure. And then like, you know, storyteller, you know, generations. And I don't know. There's so many different artists, and I think every generation, you know, wants to create. I was originally going to say they you know, wants the best for the world, but I feel like that skipped a lot. I feel like there was a lot of damage done.
Yeah, I feel like every generation progressively does want better than the previous generation for the world. They have higher expectations, I feel, or at least since, like, of the generations that are around right now. I don't know.
But it doesn't always happen.
But it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
And then, but some generations are, like, specifically, like, boomers, and how they, like, want to better the world for themselves. Versus, I feel like the newer generation, not even us, but like the Zoomers and the next ones, the Gen Alphas or whatever. I feel like they are a lot more, this is like, we gotta band together and fucking... Well, they're very like anti, like, nationalism.
Well, there's only a finite amount of time, bro. Like, it's not...
Well, yeah, that's why.
You know, the time's running out. The clock is ticking, and...
But I feel like they're gonna be the ones who are like... Borders aren't real. Like, all this shit, like, we know now.
Make it happen, yeah.
Like, we grew up with the internet, but they grew up knowing how to use the internet. Yeah. And I feel like that's going to be such a huge shift in knowledge. Like, our parents and stuff got tricked by the internet and, like, a lot of stuff. And then we came on and we're like, we know how the internet works. And then we fully, like, figured it out as we were going and, like, fucking fucked a lot of shit up. And then they came in... The internet's always existed, and they've always known how to use it, and so they fully grasp. You ever watch your parents or whatever, or like just an older person Google something?
I've seen things,
and they just like they don't have any idea what to type in to find the thing they're looking for, and then you're just like,
or use Facebook and try to like search somebody up in Facebook, but like post to their story.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, totally.
Yeah, like restaurant. Just type in restaurants near me. That's all you need to type in.
It's like how, like, the generation that the VCR was invented for never really knew how to use it. Like, the next generation figured that shit out. Like,
you invent technology.
I was the one who could record on one channel.
The generation invents... Here's what we all have in common. This is it.
Okay.
Every generation invents things that their kids have to show them how to use.
All right. I think that's fair. I think that makes sense.
I can't wait until my kids are telling me how teleportation works. And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm taking the bus.
Shut your mouth.
I'm taking the bus.
Shut your mouth or you'll end up a Netflix documentary. No. Okay.
And they're like, what's Netflix?
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ.
I saw this meme that was like, I was telling my daughter how Netflix used to send you DVDs.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, oh, back in my day, the internet came in the mail.
All right, dude.
All right.
Do you normally buy new or used? Why? It's not very specific.
Okay.
But are there things you buy, like you search out to buy used specifically?
I am poor.
Me too.
So I am a big fan of Facebook Marketplace.
Oh yeah.
I got a couch on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
And Rachel and I dyed it. It was like this cream color, and it's like just an IKEA couch, but we took all the cushions off and we like dyed them like this like tie-dye red, and it looked so sick.
Yeah.
I was working on film sets for a while in the art department, and that's what we did. They were like, we need a table for this set that needs to look like it was in Montreal in the 80s, and we're in Brampton, or we're in Hamilton, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, go on Facebook Marketplace and find retro 70s tables that we can pick up today. And I'm like, you think there's going to be that many? And there were. There's so many. And I'm like, oh, this is the best. So every time I need furniture on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
My girlfriend found a Nespresso machine on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And it had a sign on it. It's like, still works, just wrong plug. And it had like a European plug.
Okay.
And we're like, and she's like, oh, I'm taking that. And she takes it, brings it home, goes to Home Depot, gets like one of those plug adapters, thing, plugs it in, still doesn't work.
Oh.
So she calls Nespresso. And it's like, yo, my machine's not working. And they're like, okay, what's the serial number? And she has, like, there's a sticker with the serial, and she's like, she goes in the serial number. And they're like, oh, you never registered it with us when you bought it. And she's like, oh, my bad.
Can I know?
And they're like, so when did you buy it? And she's like, 6 months ago. And they're like, okay, well, the warranty's a year. So send it back to us, and if we can't fix it, we'll send you a new one. And she sent it back to them, and they called us, and we're like, we can't fix it. And she's like, oh no, my Nespresso. And she's like, but we're going to send you a new one, so we got a fucking
that's awesome,
brand new Nespresso machine.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'm used.
I feel like, I bought a few used clothing items before.
Yeah, I'm a big Value Village shopper.
Video games, yeah. I will definitely, if I'm buying, like, it doesn't happen a lot, but, like, there's certain, like, series that I, like, have collected from the beginning, and I have physical copies, like Sonic games and, like, Assassin's Creed, and Pokemon, just, like, certain ones, you have them. And I buy them physical, and like I'm not the guy who like buys a lot of shit right away because I'm just like I don't play video games too much. Yeah. So like right now I'm playing,
always behind.
I'm like 2 games behind in Assassin's Creed. So like the newest game to me is like the third last game, and so like I just bought that news. Why am I paying fucking full price for this game that's. And, like, games used to also, like, they would decrease, I feel like, more. Yeah, they don't as much anymore. No, especially as a Nintendo fan, Nintendo games never drop in price. Yeah, Nintendo's, like, really bad about it, yeah. But... Still love them, though. Still love them. Still know how to make a fucking game. Let's finish on that one. It's a good one. You just became a billionaire. What will you buy for yourself and for others? Oh, man. This is kind of... cop out a little bit because I did top 5 things I would do with the lottery winnings if I won on my last episode. Okay. So that's just going to be my number 1, but my number 1 is I want to open like a theater-sized venue where I can incorporate like all the things I love, like music, where bands can play, wrestling could happen, you can move seats, like I'm talking like 400, 500, something like that. But with really good food. Like that's what I do. My 9 to 5. I'm a chef. So
Sure.
I just think like a lot of venues just have like a lot, and I'm not talking like super upscale shit. Where,
No,
like,
but
you're
just
paying
like good.
a lot of money and you're still full.
You gotta go to Nothing Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the Filipino barbecue there.
Oh, dude, that sounds good.
It's so good.
Yeah, that needs to happen more, man.
Yeah, we need more venues.
Just to
We
bring
need more
everything
venues
together.
with food. I hate when I go to like a venue and they're like, "Yeah, we got popcorn." I'm like, "Fuck, I'm hungry." Like I'm.
Or like nachos, and it's just like chips with
and
like salsa
good.
and sour cream or something. Maybe microwave milk
New
cheese.
Comedy Bars has good food.
Oh, you know, I haven't been there yet.
The East End one has good food.
Yeah, and I hear Jokers also is doing.
I haven't been there. I emailed them, but like regular comedy producers, no one emails me back. But then I just keep emailing them, so it's fine. I mean, I'm buying a house in Toronto, which is, then I have nothing. Well, no.
Oh, yeah, I forgot the question. I was like, oh my god, you are, bro? Shit. Jesus,
No.
I was like, I thought you said you were poor, dog. Okay, yeah.
I just became a billionaire. I'm going to buy a house in Toronto, and then I have no money left. No, like, I just don't want to rent anymore. Renting is just, like, dumping money into nobody's pockets, and then, like, I also am I just don't want to work anymore. You know? Like, I loved COVID.
I hate it, bro.
I missed comedy a lot.
I miss not performing on stage,
I missed
but
not doing stand-up. But I was streaming, so I, like, was getting that sort of creative energy out. But, man, the government paying you to not go to work was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, Rachel got really, like, antsy and like wanted to go back to work, and she was like, "You don't feel that?" I'm like, I don't relate to that at all. I am so content to hang out all day forever. And then I'd buy my parents a house. I'd buy my dad an apartment. That's my
side thing. I would definitely pay my debts, and my girlfriend has a lot of, because she's fucking scientist. She's super smart.
Oh yeah.
So she'd spend way too much money going to school. Like fuck that shit. I would definitely pay that off for her.
My girlfriend spent a lot of money going to school and is now spending a lot of money to go to school to become a lawyer. So, because this is really funny. Both her parents are comedians, and they wanted her to be an artist, and she wanted to be a lawyer.
That's wild, eh? That's like quite. Hey, man.
And
just
so
do
they
what
pushed
you
her.
want,
They
though,
pushed
you know?
her to take a creative writing degree, and now she was like, "I want to go back. I'm going to be a lawyer." But isn't that so funny?
That is so funny, man. Yeah, the thing was like, by
Everyone
the end of COVID, I was like, how could I live this lifestyle but not do this 9 to 5 shit? That's where like the reffing thing kind of came in, and I'm trying to really push cooking out slowly and kind of have comedy be front burner and refereeing be back burner.
Yeah.
You know, and
what's funny is 2020, I went into 2020 with the goal of the year being I want to quit my job. Mm-hmm. And then the pandemic happened, and then I quit my job anyway.
Yeah,
but
beautiful.
For completely different reasons.
All right, dude. I guess we'll get out of here.
Yeah, it's been a long, probably too long. Good luck editing.
I don't even know when we started, but it's probably close to 2 hours. I imagine.
But it was a good time.
Yeah, brother. Go check out his album.
I Love You and I'm Tired.
Yes.
You can buy it on the Howl and Roar website, howlandroar.ca, or you can stream it on any streaming platform. Buy it on iTunes if you want. But if you want, the way that gives me the most money is buying it directly from Howl and Roar.
All right. Where can you on Instagram?
James O'Hara AF on all social media. You can see pictures of my dog.
All right. You have Twitter?
Twitter, yeah, James O'Hara AF. TikTok, James O'Hara AF.
You got TikTok too, eh?
Well, I wanted James O'Hara, but then James O'Hara, it's James O'Hara as fuck.
All right, brother.
James O'Hara. Thank you.
Guys, like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 10%. And by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 30%.
Ooh.
Go check out I Love You and I'm Tired. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace the fuck out.
Bye.